know if you're a cop. I don't know if you're a cop. That's so easy. Why is 150 that easy? Oh my gosh. What a way to start the day. Oh, that is most definitely a cop. That is most definitely a cop right there. What's going on, guys? Motonosity here, back with another vlog. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. I know I am. I looked at the weather for the next week. Sunshine, 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 sunshine. And I think we're gonna have our first 100-degree day here in a few days. But man, right now, right in early morning, it feels good. And this bike is about the best bike that I could be doing it on. What is that car? Is that just, I think it's a Porsche with just the little active spoiler popped up. Dude, I did not know they offered this color on the Panameras. That looks freaking good. I drove a Porsche Taycan Turbo the other day. No joke. One of the electric Porsches. And holy crap, man, that thing is quick. Probably shouldn't have chugged an energy drink right before I got on the bike without going to the bathroom. Man, I gotta pee. Oh man, I feel like I have the bladder of my 3-year-old right now. Man, do not get sick of staring at this bike. When you forget to get your key out of your pocket before you put on your gloves. Motonosity key tags. So it has been 1 year since I bought my 2020 BMW S1000RR with the M Sport package. Okay, I lied. It's like 2 weeks away from being one year since I bought the bike. Okay, that wasn't a cop, was it? Too many cops around here. Daily 100, baby. I think I already hit it multiple times though. I had a fun little saga getting this bike when they first came out. If you're not familiar with the 2020, this is the first full redesign of the S1000RR since it was unveiled, since the S1000 in general became a bike. And as soon as I saw that they were coming out with the 2020, I knew I had to have it. I visited the BMW museum in Germany and saw the original HP4 when that first came out, and man, I fell in love with that bike. The Premier S1000 was always like my first love. Dude, my friend had one of those in that exact color, those Civic hatchbacks. Fun fact, I had a 2000 Mustang GT as my first ever car. Went out with some friends, probably like 1 in the morning back in high school. I was 16 or 17. Went to go do some drifting in the middle of the night. Don't worry, it was on a back road. I was drifting my friend's Civic. Keep in mind, it's a front wheel drive car. And then, well, long story short, the night ended with me totaling my Mustang GT. Complete stereotype with that car. A few months later, bought myself a 2002 Mustang GT, and then that car is what I sold to get my first motorcycle. Fun little tidbits for you guys. But no, I fell in love with the S1000. Unlike a lot of people, I really like the design of the 2020 when the leaks started happening. And then when they actually unveiled it with the M Sport colorway, the red, white, and blue, I was in love. I knew when I saw it that I had to get that bike. We were in the process of moving, so I didn't pre-order it. But if you want to go follow my saga of actually getting the bike, go check out the video I put out. This bike has been unlike any other bike that I've ridden. It's incredible to me just how much better this bike is than every other bike that I've ridden. Just in terms of quality, features, just all the little things with how it feels. Yeah. Those are successive clutchless downshifts. And when you're pulling, you know, 20 plus grand for a bike, you kind of have to bring those features. And so that was my biggest question mark when I was first getting this bike. Can it match the price that it asks. And I can say wholeheartedly, it 100% can. Little history, my first bike was an SV650S, then I got a 2009 R6 Raven Edition, then I got a 2009 R1, 2017 R6, and then the 2020 BMW S1000RR with a few other bikes sprinkled in there, but those are the sport bikes that I've owned. Oh, these people are going slow. Just gonna sneak right in here about in front of the, okay. How about in front of this passport? Traffic, I swear, is like worse than before the lockdown. Everyone forgot how to drive. It's terrible. That's all I got room for. So when I first bought the bike, the only bikes they were shipping were the M Sport models. You couldn't get the standard version of the S1000. And obviously the standard version saves you a lot of money. On this bike I have the Select package and I have the M Sport package. The M Sport gets you the colorway, it gets you the carbon wheels, it gets you the lightweight battery, it gets you the race pro modes, among some other things. The Select package gets you things like the heated grips, cruise control, etc. If I had to do it all over again, I'd probably get the same package, but I think if I would recommend to people what to get, I would say to just go with the Select package, because one of the biggest, I guess, failure points that people have seen on these bikes, there's a couple of them. One was recalled, so you don't really have to worry about that, but the two that don't have formal recalls yet are cracked carbon fiber wheels and leaking front brake calipers. And there's a lot of carbon fiber wheels out there, like aftermarket options, that if you want to have carbon fiber wheels, you can get them after the fact. And of course you can get lightweight batteries too. One, I wanted the bike right away, so I had no option. But I really like the full package of what you get with the M Sport model. I love the colorway that's on the M package. Granted, I'm now getting rid of it because I put on all the carbon fiber fairings and I'm doing a custom paint job, but I really wanted to have that colorway from the start. The other thing was the race promos. I really wanted to have those. The Select package, on the other hand, I can't tell you how many times I'd use the heated grips here in Texas. I can't imagine if I had owned this bike in a place where it actually got kind of cold, but like, man, it hits freaking 60 degrees and I'm like, bump those heaters on. Let me have them. Keep me warm, Scotty. That's not a saying, but it is now. It's really nice to have, and having the cruise control is a godsend. Man, it just works so well. Tilt this over, hit set, and you got cruise control, baby. It's so nice. It works, and it works really well. Bump it off, and you're done. That's what I talk about with the, does it meet the value, the price that you have to pay for it. It's all those little things that just make it feel like such a premium bike that I can't really speak to with the standard version. Now, how it rides itself, it is the smoothest operating motorcycle that I have ever ridden. It's a little bit like, the power is right there. This thing has power no matter what speed you're going. It is always ready to go. And it is just freaking... Fry Riding rode the bike, and the first descriptive word that, like the first adjective he used to describe this bike was rowdy. And it is. But if I said this thing was not smooth, like if I said it was twitchy, I would be lying. This thing is so smooth on the throttle. Like, let's say you're making a slow second gear turn, just like changing roads, you might have to, you know, feather the clutch a little bit to do a nice smooth turn. And this thing, you just go, like, you can just roll on anywhere, and it's just gradual. And I know that has some to do, this is probably the biggest point with this bike. It has some to do with the ECU flash that's on this bike. I got the flash from Bren Tuning on this bike, which is an absolute necessity, 100%. If you are not going to flash this bike, if you can't budget the cost of it, I wouldn't even recommend this bike, at least in the US. This bike is so restricted from the factory, it's not worth it at all. The difference between just unlocking it, not even like a full performance-oriented flash, I'm just talking base level, unlocking this bike how it should be, It is astonishing. And so if you're not going to do that, you shouldn't buy it, because you're not getting your money's worth. But if you do, beast that you unleash with this thing is, oh, it's unreal. Oh, don't you love getting caught behind other cars on good roads? But yeah, I say the restrictions are the only real fault that I've had an issue with on this bike. I look at these wheels every time I go ride, and I haven't seen any sort of crack show up on mine. I check my calipers, my brakes, have not noticed any leaking from those. No issues so far with my bike. If I had to buy this bike all over again, I absolutely would. It has met my expectations with flying colors. Yeah, I still got more that I want to do to it. Still want to throw some different levers on here, although the stock ones feel really nice. That's why I just haven't really done it yet. Still want to do chain sprocket kit on it. Still got to get it painted, but I've had some issues getting that scheduled out. But there's a lot of other great bikes that have come out recently. You know, probably the one that people most compare the bike to is the V4S. Of course, Yamaha just released their 2020 R1. That was a mid-cycle refresh on the thing, which I said I would get when it came out, but the BMW came first. The new Fireblade is coming out, although that thing freaking, I think it's, the top one is pulling a price of like 29 grand. 29 grand for a Honda. I still have to get this thing on the track. It's been hard coming because of everything that's been going on, but you guys are still enjoying this bike as much as I am on the channel. I mean, if the views are any indication, the answer is a resounding yes. I got a lot of big plans for the rest of this year now that things are starting a little bit to open back up and go back into motion. We all still have to take as much precaution as we can. You know, my daughter's still out of daycare. That's a big reason why I haven't been able to get to the track. I know some tracks have had some days open for track days if you're a member. My biggest problem is I just haven't had the time.
So my GoPro died just a couple minutes before I finished the video. There was just one more thing that I talked about, and that was the display on the bike. It is still, a year later, my favorite display on any of the bikes that I have seen. It's really big for a display. It's bigger than the one on Ducati. It's bigger than the one on the R1, which is actually kind of small. And I love all of the different screens that it has. So you're not just stuck to one single display. This is the one that you get from the start. And then on the top right here, if you just use the little menu button and go up, you can control what it shows up there. But if you go down, then you go into the main menu that shows all the different controls. And then you can go down to My Vehicle and view all of your information screens, whether it be tire pressures, trip meters, and like average speeds, things like that. And then if we go back up, you then have the Sport displays. So these will show all the different kinds of information that you would want on the track. You have traction control input, brake input, the tach, you have lean angles, and you can go to different displays that show slightly different information. This one shows your lap meters, change in lap time, and then my favorite screen, if we go over one more, is this one right here. It has a really futuristic looking tach right in the middle. Then you still have your traction control input, you have your lap timers, and your lean angle. So those are the main displays that you have for all of your information, and I really, really like that. Like, it makes you feel like you're playing a video game, having all those different displays. And then you have the other functionality as well. So you can connect your phone and your helmet to it, and you can get turn-by-turn navigation. You have your media controls, you can take phone calls. The only thing that really bugs me is that if you're in race pro mode, you can't use any of your Bluetooth connections, which sucks because I like having my bike in the race pro mode, but you can't have it connected to your helmet, you can't have it connected to your phone, so that means you can't use the navigation, you can't use media controls, you can't take phone calls. I mean, you can still take phone calls with your helmet if it's connected to your phone, but you can't see all of that on the display of your bike. So that's that's it. If you guys have any questions, if you're looking for the BMW yourself and there's something that you want to know about it, be sure to leave it down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was informational for you guys. Make sure you hit the like button if it was, or if you just enjoyed it, or just because. Actually, go hit the like button. If we can hit 3,000 likes on this video, I'll give away a Motonosity shirt in the next video. But that's gonna be it. If you guys wanna get any of my merch, you can get it at motonosity.com/shop. Don't forget, we are giving away a 300cc swapped Honda Grom at the end of that build series. If you wanna be entered to win, head over to Patreon. Every dollar supported gets you an entry into winning the bike. That link will be in the description as well. You guys have been awesome. I've been Motonosity. Remember, life's better with horsepower. Keep life lived, and I'll see you guys in the next one.